It's Cami with the March cleanup, and this time in the Clean-up Blitz, we are going to look at passwords and security. So we're going to start with a diagram that you maybe have seen before, and this is the number of characters in your password along the left-hand side, and then how long it takes to crack that. And so for the last few years, kind of the standard has been if you have an 8-item password that it would be strong, but we can see here, even with a mix of upper lowercase numbers, symbols, 5 minutes, an 8-character password is cracked. And so you can see as you go down the list that the more words you have, your password gets stronger and stronger. A 16-item password is going to take an hour to crack if it's just numbers, and centuries even if it is all letters. And so you can see how from this chart that really makes your password more difficult to crack. We're just going to look at a couple of quick password hints, and this is from guidebooks.google.com. It's a little lesson that you might want to use with your students, although it's actually taken from their Google support pages. They talk about using a combo of upper and lowercase, numbers, symbols, and then we should always use unique or different passwords. I think lots of us have the habit of using that same loved password over and over and over, and that is certainly where we get into danger, especially if it's hacked one place, then we have trouble everywhere. Speaking of long passwords, the longer password, the better. One of the common suggestions is that you take a long phrase to 16 or even more. They're now suggesting let's take a lyric from a poem or a song, like a little ditty about Jack and Diane, or a quote from a movie or a speech. Is this a dagger I see before me? From Macbeth. It could be an acronym, the first letter of each word in a sentence. But then if you take that phrase, that sentence that you have, and substitute some numbers and some uppercase there in ways that you're going to remember, that will be a great password. You've heard this before too. Don't use personal info, and that includes your kids' names, your hubby's name, your pet, your birthday, your birth year, your old phone number, your old address, your old street. All of those things show up on purchase records and our social media. And so we really want to stay away from all of those things. Of course, we want to avoid passwords like password or things that go like 12345 or the QWERTY or something that's just like a little quick drum across the keys. Those are so easy to hack. And so with that, we are going to go into a place where we're going to have you check your passwords. So in a new tab, I'm going to go myaccount.google.com, and we get to this welcome page. Maybe you've been here before, but I bet that lots of you haven't. And we are going to look at the security right here. So I'm going to click on this security shield. And for our challenge today, this will be a great place to take a before picture. So how many places do you have check marks? Do you have exclamation points? You might even have some red items. So let's take a little dive in here and see what we have. So first of all, our saved passwords. It's going to ask us to check our password. Check again. It's going to want me to log in. So now that I'm logged in, this would be another great place to take a screenshot. So I have a compromised password. My passwords are pretty good, but then I also have some weak ones. So let's take a look here. Postcrossing.com, that's one that I haven't used for a long time. So when I'm done this video, I'm going to come back and change that one. 3 accounts using a weak password. Now, when I look at these, so I know that this is a site that actually doesn't even exist anymore. So if I click on the 3 dots, I can click on delete password, but you can see that it doesn't delete the actual site. The safest thing for me to do is to go back to that place where I don't need the site anymore. In this case, I know that that site has actually been deleted. So I'm going to hit delete password. And then I only have 2 accounts using a weak password. And I could click on here. If I want to see what the password is, it will tell me. I won't do that on air. And I'm going to come back and change these. So once you change those, you take a screenshot and show your improvement. Another place you want to check is your safe browsing. You've maybe gotten some alerts if you sign in someplace. I'm going to turn that on. And then devices. This is always an interesting one for me. It shows me all of the different places where I am logged in. And so as you go through here, if there's any phones that you don't recognize or any devices, these are all from Medicine Hat, so that's a good sign. If you recognize it, if it looks okay, don't be too hasty to delete it. I've done that in the past, and then what happens is all the places that you're signed in, you're signed out, and sometimes it can take like 10, 12 tries to get back in. This is one right here, actually a Windows computer, at Medicine Hat College on February 2nd. I was just there for teachers convention. I know I don't need that one anymore. I'll never be back there again. So I'm going to say sign out. I know I signed out successfully there on that computer, but it's still showing up here. So I want to just make sure for sure that's out. We can also come down to third-party connections. For example, this one right here, I want to remove access. I don't use that one anymore. We want to make sure that these are all items that we use and that we trust, and we should get rid of them if we're not. So once you've made some changes, you might have fewer third-party connections. You might have some more check marks. Take a picture there. Now, before we leave the password section at the very bottom, and there's some links in other places here too, it says go to Password Manager. Now, I strongly recommend that you have a password manager. Google has a password manager. A password manager, whether it's an app that you have on your phone, and I'll show you what one of those, or if you go to Google's password manager, it's really a good idea to keep one of those. Your cleanup blitz, a couple things that we want to see today. You can go to my PRPS cleanup challenge, and in that slide deck, you can put these items or you could submit them through the form. When you go to myaccounts.google.com, take before and after shots showing changes in two categories. So maybe some more check marks, maybe that number's gone down. I'm really strongly hoping that you will get a password keeper of some kind that isn't the little blue book. Whether you use the Google password manager or you use an app on your phone, take a picture of the password keeper empty and then with some in it. You can see on the side there, my password manager, and I have literally hundreds of passwords. If you're like me, probably the better thing to do is to go through and delete accounts that you don't have and then delete those passwords as well. The other thing that will happen is in the form, I'm going to ask you how many passwords you changed to make more secure. And so that's going to be kind of what you'll submit as well in your slide deck. You will put the number of passwords that you have improved or deleted, and we will do some data collection that way as well. Good luck and take this one seriously. I know this is something that you say, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Do it now. Let's clean up your passwords.